This trip taught me something. So, it rained a lot last night. Let me finish having my oatmeal, have my coffee. I'm gonna clean up, and then I'll check back in with you guys later. I do everything alone because there's no other choice. I took down the green tarp. This is what all 3 walls look like. I still have this one up because of the sun. Microfiber cloths and paper towels, trying to dry everything. I have some things already out there hanging. That's the one thing that I really hate when I go camping, is when it rains, even if you're in a completely waterproof tent and everything inside is dry, when it comes time to put everything away, you're in and out, and there's like mud coming in and out. Yeah, most of the things are dry and those in that sense, but then when you have to put away the tent, it weighs 10 times more because it's wet. This is a very lightweight, airy, open tent, but because of that, everything in my kitchen area got wet. So there is a washer and dryer. I don't think I need to wash anything as long as it's dry. I might put some stuff in the dryer because I hung up some clothes to dry. All that clothes just got wet. I mean, I just put that rug up because I rinsed it with water. There's a little water spigot, but it's so low to the ground, it's barely functional. You need a hose. And I already dried this up. This is like, you know, the snack bag, and it's a waterproof bag, but there was water in it. So thankfully this didn't get too wet. I dried up all these things here already. I still have to finish it. And then this rug, it's washable. You can put it in a machine. So I'm considering putting it in the dryer. It's that one that I'm concerned about. That's a straw mat, and it is covered in sandy mud, and I don't have a hose. There is a hose by the beach shower that I might consider using, but yeah, this is gonna take a little while. Setting up yesterday took me a little over 2 hours, I wanna say. I did enjoy the beach. It wasn't a typical beach experience where you're in the hot, warm sun with nice, chill water. No, they were like riptides, so I just sat by the water. Don't mind me if I eat my oatmeal. And I got sand in all kinds of places I didn't even know I had. So I rinsed off in the shower, the beach shower, and then eventually hung out in here for a while. As you guys saw, I made my dinner, took a shower, and went to bed. Slept pretty good. That AC is very cold because I was cold at some points in the night, and I would take my remote and just turn it off and sleep with no AC for a while. When I had it set to like a less cold temperature, like I had it at 61 all night, but if let's say I put it to 70s, I would sleep comfortably. The machine would make a weird noise where at some point it would be running and then it would just go like it would just like make a shifting sound, kind of like when you have a convection oven and it's heating and then it stops for a while, and it's heating and then it stops for a while, and that little sound would always wake me up anyway. So it was very annoying because it's like I didn't do anything, I didn't feel uncomfortable, I was sleeping well, and then the noise woke me up. So I'd rather wake up because I feel uncomfortable, I feel cold, I feel hot, and then I just push a button and I go right back to sleep, versus being in a really nice state of sleep and having some sound wake me up. So that's why I kept doing that. But maybe I should just find a happy middle and set it to, I don't know, 67, 68. It's all a work in progress with this sort of thing, when you're learning and trying to get good at it. Anywho, boiling some water to make my coffee. This bag has all the food, and here's that little sandwich that I made yesterday. These are the coffees I've been using lately. I kind of mix them when I'm like in this situation. I don't want to have to bring like a coffee maker or beans to grind. These are like little marshmallows. So I didn't want to put it on the ground. The ground was a little wet, but I think it's pretty dry. Well, no, it's still wet. Anyway, let me finish having my oatmeal, have my coffee. I'm gonna clean up, and then I'll check back in with you guys later. So I'm almost home. I've been on the road for 4 hours straight, with the exception of one stop for gas. As you can see, I'm a little toasty. And no, it's not so much from spending time on the beach. It's from the setup and teardown that took me several hours. So this trip taught me something. With every camping trip, I learned something new. It didn't teach me something, it just brought to the forefront of my awareness once again something that I already knew, which is tent camping requires a lot. Let's put it this way, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak. A lot of times I see people do it and it's a couple or it's a family. I'm on my own, and I always get this. The neighbor next to me was with her husband and her kids, and she's like, I don't know how you're doing it. You're all alone? And she's like, you're brave. And I tell her, yeah, well, you know. She's like, the sunsets here are so beautiful. It's worth it. I'm like, yeah, it is. And it's hard, but I do it. I do everything alone because there's no other choice. And so, what am I going to do? Sit at home and do nothing? Cry my eyes out because I'm alone? No. I don't do it because I'm brave. I'm not brave. I do it because I need to live. Life is here once, and you're supposed to live it. And the problem with this trip was that it was kind of a last-minute decision. I wanted to get away. I needed mentally to disconnect, but it was only for one night. And one of the things I learned is that for the next trip, I'm going to try to simplify even further. So the first trip, I was with my kids, and the tents that we used were not sufficient, and it rained. And summer camping in Florida is hard because there's always that unpredictable rain. The second time was better because the tent was very good, even if it rained, but it was a harder to set up tent and hard to put away and pack away, and it was all wet. So I figured I'll go light this time since I'm on my own, and I just got a little pop-up screen tent. It wasn't a tent you can zip up to close the screens off so that you don't get wet in the rain. There was no protection from the rain. But my sleeping quarters were in the vehicle, as you saw. But everything got wet. So the putting away of everything was that much harder. There's like a sand. There were puddles of water in the middle between all the campsites, like across the road from one another. It was like a mud, like a quicksand. And everything was covered in it. And it took me so long. I woke up like at 8 in the morning, and I finished tearing down and packing up my car literally at 1 o'clock on the dot, and the campsite had to be empty and turned in by 1 o'clock. I didn't think it was going to take that long, but just thinking and planning of like each little thing that I have and wiping it clean and where does it go. And for the next trip, which is soon, I don't think I'm going to bring any tent. I think what I'm going to do is minimize even further my inside the car sleeping quarters to the bare bones of what I need, the bare essentials, which I thought I did that this time, but the sleeping surface that I used, I thought it was smaller in width compared to the first like mattress bedding that I used, which was much wider, but it was also thinner. This one was much more narrow, but thicker. So it put me much closer to the ceiling, and it was bigger and bulkier. They were both big and bulky, the first option and the second option. So I'm thinking of a third option using what I have. I don't want to buy any more things. I might, not sure yet, cut up the foam mattress that I have because it's very thin. It's just too wide. And, you know, instead of it being 40 inches, cut it down to like maybe 26 inches, because what I use right now, this is my pop-up tent, by the way. It's huge because you have to fold it, kind of like those sun reflectors for your windshield. That you kind of like twist it and fold it, and it turns into a circle, and then you tie it up. This is the same way, but it's humongous, and the elasticity of that wiring that you're folding is very hard. You can probably fold it smaller than that, but that's as much as I can do, at least with it covered in sand and me standing on top of sandy, dirty tarps. I couldn't do it any further, but there's a way. Because the way that I brought it, it was not that big. So I had to make it fit. I had to make everything fit in a different way. So the next bed setup, what I did with this one was that I brought an old mattress topper that I have, because I have a new foam mattress topper on my bed currently. But I had another one that was like plushy, kind of felt like a comforter. And I kept it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just kept it, even though I got a new mattress topper. But I'm glad I kept it, because I folded it in half. It's a king size mattress topper. Folded it in half, and I used it on top of this new bed setup that I had. And then I put the fitted sheet on that. And I put a yoga mat underneath the foot of it to like level it out, because the Mazda seats, when they fold down, they don't fold fully flat. They stay at an incline. The lower part where your legs are flat, and then like from your waist up you kind of like go up a little bit. This puts a lot of strain on my lower back, so I need my legs to be slightly elevated so that I'm level, and the yoga mat somewhat accomplished that. But I'm thinking of reducing even further. I can probably just sleep on that mattress topper, just that alone. It might be a little bit too hard of a surface to sleep on just that. So that's why I'm considering maybe cutting up my foam mattress. But my foam mattress is also a very good solution in case anyone sleeps over, because I don't have a spare bedroom. That mattress is great. You throw it on the floor, it's super comfortable. Or maybe I could just buy like a really cheap piece of small foam. I don't know. I don't want to spend any more money. I'm trying to figure out the best camping method. But for the next time, I want to only use my tailgate tent. So in this trip I use the tailgate tent, and I use the pop-up tent, which has a tailgate option. There's a wall that you can unzip, and that goes over the back of your car, but it doesn't seal up as well or as nicely as the actual tailgate tent, which wraps around your car, and then it just covers and zips around the open portion of your trunk tailgate area. That one is like the tiniest, lightest weight little suitcase, like the tiniest. I swear to God, it is like a folder. But it's pretty strong, and it attached to the roof with magnets, and it had these little clips that you put onto your tires and onto the bottom bumper of your car, and it worked really nicely. It was able to keep my sleeping quarters insulated, and I was able to run my AC. So if I get a smaller sleeping arrangement as far as like my bedding is concerned, I can still have my AC in there. But I don't think I'm going to bring a kitchen/lounge area anymore. In other words, a pop-up tent with a little area rug and tarps that I need to stake all down with tie guys so they don't blow in the wind. And if it rains, then the rug got wet. The rug is washable, but it got heavy and it got muddy. So what I think I'm just going to do is, I do need to bring the bare essentials, which is the refrigerator, some sort of dry bag for like food that doesn't need to be refrigerated, my little kitchen bag that looks like a little briefcase that has all of my utensils and cooking stuff, a cutting board, and my jug of water. So those things can ride in the back seat as I travel, because in the front seat I usually keep my personals, my backpack with my clothing and my toiletries bag and stuff like that, and then like my swimming stuff, like my snorkel gear and stuff like that, and just the AC unit and the bedding and lighting. Of course I need lights, not that many lights, but I need lights. And I plan on just bringing one of the straw rug, because it doesn't really, you can shake off the dirt. It's made of straw. It's not like a cloth fabric rug. And that's good to catch all and any dirt or mud, a place to set my shoes down before I crawl up into my car. But instead of having a lounge area, I'm going to just rely on the picnic table that the park provides, and take out my little fridge, still use a site that has electricity, obviously, for my air conditioner and my fridge, but I'm gonna leave my fridge out there, as well as my water jug and my cooking bag, and I'll just keep one of the I have a thin green primitive tent. It's so lightweight, lighter than a tarp, but if it starts to rain, I'll have it clean and I'll keep it handy somewhere in the vehicle where if it rains, I just grab it real quick and just throw it over everything and go wait the rain out in the car, or just be outside, let myself get wet, or go to the spring. I don't care. I just don't want all my kitchen gear getting wet. So, but that way, I don't even want to bring...
2 miles, take exit 25A27 onto Northwest 12th Street.
I normally bring 2 little camping tables that fold up, 2 camping chairs. I have this little tower for, you know, putting my paper towels and my spare food and my little camp stove and all that stuff. The area rug, a little step stool to set down the water jug. It was just too much stuff for me to build up and put down. And so this time, if I don't have that sort of outdoor tent space, all it is setting up my sleeping area and taking out everything that is cooking related and putting it on the picnic table. And that's it. I'll sleep in my car and put that little straw area rug over the back of my tailgate where I would come in and out of my car from, and my AC unit. And I might even, if I downsize my bed size to something smaller, I might be able to get away with keeping my mini fridge.
Use the right lane to take exit to the street and southwest.
I might be able to get away with keeping my refrigerator in my car with me and kind of use it like a little nightstand.
Take the exit.
That might be a possibility, because I currently used one of those folding lap desktops that you would use like if you're eating in bed, or if you're working
onto Southwest 8th Street.
Or if you're working out of bed, that kind of thing. Well, instead of that, I could just use the fridge. So I'm thinking of less and less things that I need to bring, so that the setup and the takedown is quite simple. Can you stop talking to me?
At the light, use the right 2 lanes to turn onto Northwest 12th Street.
Is there a way? I can't while I'm recording. So anyway, I spent a good 3 hours setting up, and it was a very beautiful setup, and I was very proud of it, but it was only for one night. And so I wish I could have stayed a couple more nights, would have made it more worth it, but the rain did not help at all. It rained shortly after I set up, but it was a light rain, and things were starting to get a little wet, but it was a light rain, so I was okay with it. I was just able to quickly dry everything up, and I was fine. But once I went to bed, I heard it rain hard twice in the evening, and I knew everything's getting soaked. And I just had to not care and just sleep. And when I woke up in the morning and I stepped outside of my car, out of my tailgate tent into my little pop-up tent, it was all soaking wet. Just feeling that soft rug that I bought under my feet squish around because it was soaked with water. I knew the work that I was in for. So I made myself a quick, brief breakfast, and then I went and I put on my swimsuit and like beach shorts to start the takedown process. I was not going to go swimming. There was no time to go swimming. I've thought about visiting a spring nearby before going home, just to go take a quick dip in the spring and just pay for a day pass, which is like $6. There was no time, because by the time I finished taking everything down, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and now it is 6 p.m. 6:15 actually. I'll be home just before 6:30. I'm almost there. And I gotta take everything out of the car, and it's all behind here and in the trunk. And I need to simplify it. I need to make it even less. I need to be able to camp with very little. very little. I think it's possible. Like I said, if I keep my kitchen outside and I keep it minimal, it's just a fridge, a cutting board, a water jug that I can position like sideways, like how you would when you turn the spigot to get water, and my little briefcase that has all of my cooking stuff, like my little stove and my little panini, warming, cooking, kind of like a little George Foreman. It's kind of like that, but it's mini. You can make sandwiches, you can grill meat on it, you can do a bunch of things with it. You just press the top and bottom part together and it cooks. I have a stovetop and I have that, and I have 2 little spatulas and 1 little set of eating utensils. I don't even bring plates or cups because I travel with my coffee/tea travel cup and a water bottle. That's it. I don't need to bring cups or plates because I can eat straight from the pot that I used to cook, or use paper towels, as my eating surface. So I minimized a lot what I needed to bring for cooking because it was just me. It wasn't me with the girls. I bring protein bars and nuts and like oatmeal packets, and my coffee is now instant. I'm not going to bring the coffee grinder and the French press and all that stuff. A lot of people swear by the AeroPress. I don't need fresh coffee in that sense, just for my camping trips. I like the mushroom coffee that comes like powdered, and it's fine. I do need my creamer though, and I need any meat or vegetables and things like that to be refrigerated. So I do need my little refrigerator. But in my mind, I'm working out a way to not need so much. So if I don't even bring a camping chair, and let's say I'm outside and I'm not swimming, but I'm not clean, and I don't want to lay in my bed because I'm not clean, but I'm not ready to shower yet, I just want to chill in my campsite, I have a perfectly good picnic blanket, kind of beach blanket thing, where the bottom is like a black nylon, so you put that part on the dirt and on the ground, and the top is like, it has like a nice little Aztec sort of style print, and it feels not like a towel, but it feels clothy. It's comfortable. That's easy. I can just throw that on the floor near my campsite and just lay down on the ground and just relax on the ground. Why do I need a camping chair? Why do I need a cushion for my camping chair? Like, why do I need so much stuff? I don't. I just thought it would be more comfortable, and it was. But I spent more time getting everything ready and then taking everything down and putting it back in the car than I spent actually enjoying my time. But then again, it's because it was only one night. If I can spend 2-3 nights, but for that, I'd need a day or 2 off. So the following trip that's coming up, I am getting that Friday off. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm leaving early from work, but I'm not getting it off. So I am leaving on Friday, but by the time I get there, it'll almost be dark. So I definitely don't want to do an outdoor setup. I need to find a way to make my bed stick to one side of the car so that the other side of the car has the AC unit and my cooking stuff in case I get there and it's too dark or it's raining and I can't put everything outside. But I need to keep it very basic and minimal. And then in the front seat, just keep my personal belongings. And then on the floor of the front seat, a hamper for, dirty clothes and whatnot. Anywho, that was this trip. This trip was very reflective. It gave me some time to think. Not a whole lot of time, but some time. And you might ask yourself, Arlene, if this is so much work, then why do you like doing it? Why are you doing this to yourself? Is it all just for the gram? Is it all just for the YouTube? No. I'm documenting it because it's cool to document, but I'm doing it because of other reasons. It's hard to explain, but every day, Monday through Monday, my mind thinks of what I am presently in. Work, my job, my bosses, my coworkers, my patients, my income, paying the bills, how much my income goes to what, my house, the fact that I gotta vacuum, mop the floors, clean toilets, do dishes, do laundry, take care of the cat, clean his litter box, clean his food source, his food container, water container. Sometimes I need to bathe the cat. He gets dirty. He's a hairless cat, so he's not like a typical cat. So they do get like a nasty oil that kind of accumulates on their skin, and then combine that with dirt from their litter box, and they get just brown smudge that they need to be bathed from time to time. My children, their well-being, mentally, physically, their schooling, their grades, groceries, making sure there's food in the house, everything that I have to think about is all the time. All the time. So when I go on a camping trip, even if it's a lot of work to set up and take down, my brain is completely engulfed in that. So much so that there's no room for it to think about everything else. To think about work and the bills and the house and the kids and life, my everyday. So it is an escape. It is a change. Not just of scenery, but a change of mind for a temporary amount of time. Even if it is work, it's a different kind of work. It's like nesting all over again. You're creating a home in the middle of the woods with what you have, with a vehicle, with the tent, with whatever. Would an RV be very, very easy? Yes, it would be. All you got to do is park it. Maybe you need to level it, maybe not. Connect the water, connect the sewer, connect the electricity, and you're good to go, right? That's it. There's not much else to it. It's easy. And you can actually enjoy where you are more. Would that take away those thoughts of my everyday because it's perhaps too easy? Maybe. So, in a way, I'm okay with the setting up and taking down. I just need it to take less time. I need it to be simpler because I want to enjoy myself at the place that I'm at more. So that wraps up this camping trips video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. It helps my channel, helps me to bring you more videos if you do like them. And if you have watched more than one of my videos and you do like it, it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form to hit subscribe. It's not going to really alter your feed all that much. There is a section where you can see the people that you're subscribed to, if they've posted anything, and maybe a video or two will pop up, but you still have the algorithm. In other words, you can be subscribed to me, and if you don't watch a lot of my videos, the algorithm will stop presenting them to you. So you would have to search for me again, even though you're subscribed. So subscribing doesn't really change it. Doesn't mean it's gonna flood your box, your page, you open up your YouTube and there I am. So it doesn't hurt you, but it helps me. And every little bit of help is very much appreciated. So if you appreciate the time and effort that I've put into making this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.